the Winnipeg Jets. I'll start off. The week that was a reality check. We were talking like a couple minutes ago about my favorite quotes. They are who we thought they were.
Break the bang the table.
Yeah. So I'm going to break the sound or something like that. I don't drop my drinks. But running this group back was foolish, and it reeks of laziness and just not caring. It's true. They did nothing. It's reality check. This is the group that they have. Obviously, they didn't change anything. It's still a toxic. They're giving up. They looked horrible. There's no energy. They're a rudderless ship. There's no leaders. It's a reality check. That's what the week was.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have actually bought into this team when I finally did. Right, I was so on the fence or on the other side of the fence for so long, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm on the bandwagon, and then
yeah, someone give him a boot. Someone give him the boot to the face.
I blame you for keep asking me all the time. So
hey, I had to put the pressure on, and then look what happened.
To me, this week was a disaster. I mean, we weren't expecting maybe a lot out of Carolina, Boston games, but we were expecting something out of Nashville and St. Louis, and both those games were terrible. I know they got the win in Nashville, but it wasn't a good effort. They actually didn't play bad against Nashville, but when your goal scorers are so cold, you're not going to win very many games, and they got shut out two times in the last 4 games. You know, you're not winning very many. Where are these guys? Like you say, I think they've quit. They've checked out.
Absolutely.
You know, some of these guys are like, they haven't scored in weeks. You know, Wheeler hasn't scored in what? A long time. I have it here. 16 games. 16 games. Connor has got 3 goals in 22 games. Dubois, where's he been? I know he's been hurt, but he still hasn't nothing in a long time. So terrible week, disaster of a week. It's hurting their playoff chances if they even have any. You know, even if they make it, I'm saying like they don't have a chance in that first round.
No, like the hockey team exists because of this totally old boys club mentality of being loyal until it's harmful. You know, sticking with this toxicity of a dressing room. You know, they're lucky they came out of Nashville with a win. You know, Pionk had that crazy game where he went from the outhouse to the penthouse, and they looked horrible against the Blues. Like defeated, tired, emotionless, and rudderless. You know, talk about a rudderless ship. I'm going to go to Twitter. Shout out to at CrayBay_27. They ask if Bowness ever answered questions post-game that there were on Twitter, what would you ask? My question would be, who are the leaders in the locker room and why aren't there any?
Exactly.
Rudderless ship.
And that goes back to, I believe it was the Carolina game where Scheifele and Connor both refused to speak with the media. And Nino Niederreiter came out and spoke with the media instead.
Yeah.
To me, sorry, you want to be a assistant captain or a possible captain of this team, you step up to the mic when things are going bad. And for me, that's got to be Scheifele, man. Like you want to step up, you want to make dividends or repair any image from last season where you went out complaining, you know, at the press conference, and we give you the benefit of the doubt. Come out and do these press conferences. Stand up there like a man kind of thing, I guess, and speak to the media and let them know what's going on. Yeah. But he didn't. And then he didn't follow it up with anything better in the Boston, Nashville, or St. Louis game.
Yeah. Well, maybe because the last time he did a press conference, he sounded like a total ass, not being sure if he wants to be here even. Like, why didn't they? A lot of people now want Wheeler and Scheifele traded. Well, a lot of people were asking for that last season. Look what happened. What a joke. Reality check last week. This is the team we have. I'm sorry. And like you said, even if we go into the playoffs, it's going to be a disaster. They're going to get stomped.
Well, that's the thing. Like they should have cleaned house. If you're gonna do this right, do it right. Last year, clean house. Yeah. I mean, as much as it is, get into the Bedard sweepstakes. Like this is the perfect year to blow it up and try and get a generational player if that was going to happen or not. Right?
Absolutely.
Wheeler should have been traded at some point. And I know he started off the season, had a very good start to this season, but just like every Jet, he's checked out. Yeah. Right. Even the fact is the penalties, he's just not there giving full effort on that puck that he is taking weak penalties. It was late in the game yesterday where he took a tripping penalty.
Yeah.
You know, when the goalie was pulled, it's like, come on, man. Like, Be a heart of the puck. And to me, why are you even on the ice? Why is Ehlers on the bench?
There's no point in that.
He's the only one that's really scored on that top 6 in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I was about to say those penalties aren't a coach's fault, but those line decisions are horrible coaching, horrible decision making.
The power play went 0 for 13.
Oh,
but yet you still ended up putting the same power play out. Ehlers gets second power play unit, even though the guy, he actually scored some goals. He scored a beauty against Nashville, and he scored against Carolina as well. But yet he's getting shoved to the bench when it matters most. And you're putting the same guys out there. You need a goal, and you're putting the one guy that scored out not out there. So,
and he's being put on the bench because of his defensive liabilities. But Kyle Connor has been playing horrible defense. Mark Scheifele has been playing horrible defense. Where's their accountability? There's not consistency there. Who's going to buy into a coach who's not consistent?
No, you can bench these guys like Bowness has done in the last week. He benched Scheifele against the Carolina game.
Yeah,
but then you're going and you're putting them out, him and Connor out in overtime against Nashville anyway. So what kind of message are you sending? Especially with Connor, he's snake, but he hasn't scored in a while. And his defensive play, he is the type of guy that obviously if he's scoring, you can overlook the defensive lapses. But when he's not scoring, which he is not lately, those defensive lapses are huge. And it's been highlighted quite a bit this past week where he is just lost. Defensively, the Jets sometimes get lost in their own zone.
Oh,
they don't know who to cover.
Horrible. Yeah. And I don't know, man. I'm just getting frustrated talking about this team. Like we talk about no heart, and we seeing Ehlers getting bounced around in a game, and he has to step up himself and fight against Shen. You believe that? No one on that team is going to step up on that same line of his and protect this little dude.
We've seen it before where he's fought guys bigger than him, and he usually handles himself pretty well. But like you're saying, I agree. Like he should not be the one looking for this fight at all. But maybe he thought, hey, this is I got to give this team a spark. I got to wake them up, and that's what he tried to do, and it didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not only did he get beat up, but he didn't work.
There's no spark.
No.
Talking about like sparks and reasons to fight, does fighting still have a place in hockey?
I don't really think so. I mean, in case, of something horrible, like a bad hit kind of thing, and someone wants to get back at someone for that, fine. I don't like the core or the clean hits that end up leading to a fight. It was a clean hit. There's no problem with that. You can clearly see it was a good hit. There doesn't need to be a fighting. So to me, I don't watch hockey really to see a fight.
Yeah.
So to me, it doesn't have a place really anymore.
I see.
So
I think it does. It absolutely does. Until the referees and the leagues get serious about fining and penalizing these players for physical play that's unnecessary, they have to police themselves.
Yeah.
They have to. Why isn't there fighting in the NFL with QBs? You know what happens when you fight in the NFL? 37 grand for the first fight, 74 grand for the second fight. You get a roughing the passer, 15 grand the first time, 21 grand the second time. Where's that in the NHL? If the league and the officials aren't going to protect people, especially our star players, it has to be there to protect them. Like, where would players like Gretzky, Howard, Chuck Solani, Bure, even McDavid at a certain point be if people were taking liberties with them? I think you have to have it until the league is responsible enough to find players and come heavy on them.
I will agree in certain situations, it's warranted. And that's fine. But the little petty fights or the fights on clean hits, like that stuff needs to go. I agree with you though, in a sense, though, I would love to see people not do the headshots, and there's times where it just happens. It's a fast game and it happens, but there's so many times where it's intentional and you can tell it's intentional. And it's like, what are you guys doing out there? You guys talk about unity and all this stuff, the NHLPA sticking together, but you're actually the ones that are going out there and nailing the guy in the head or hitting the guy from behind or knee on knees, right?
Yeah.
So stop with that too altogether. I can't see these coaches sending a guy out and go, okay, you need to knee McDavid now. Yeah. Not anymore. Maybe, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, or whatever it was. But I just get rid of the nefarious play out there. Play the game, hard hits. Let's see it. And let's just play a game.
Yeah. And officials do your job. Because if you're not, the players have to.
Yeah, the officials will unfortunately probably never do their job properly.
You love those refs. You talked about Kyle Connor earlier on. What is up with Kyle Connor? You know what? I can't even use analytics and statistics here. I usually don't anyways, but I'm just going by the eye test. The team sucks. No one is playing well. And there's no rhythm there's nothing going on anywhere with any of these players. There's no chemistry, not rhythm. There's no chemistry. So the whole team, I'm not going to put it on Connor. It's just garbage.
But like we said earlier, if the guy's scoring, you overlook some of his deficiencies. But he had one shot yesterday in the game, and that was yesterday. That was late in the game.
Yeah,
Scheifele ended up with none. And it's just like those are your top two guys, your top scorers, goal scorers, and yet they're not even in the picture. Like even yesterday, hey, hats out to Joel Hofer for getting the shutout, even though it doesn't technically count as his own shutout. But he didn't have a lot of tough shots to face. There was a lot of pucks thrown towards the net and tried to be tipped in that missed or whatever. So the effort offensively is not there. Defensively, these guys are lost. I don't know what Bowness is doing right now, but he needs to figure this out quick, or this ship is sinking. And if Calgary win tonight,
go ahead.
If Calgary win tonight, they're only within a couple points.
So we haven't figured out what's up with Kyle Connor.
No,
Jets upcoming week.
But that's the thing. It is a team. Has he checked out? Is he done? Is he not listening to what's going on in Bowness's head anymore? I don't know, man. Like he does not seem. Earlier in the year, he wasn't scoring, right? Like he was snake bitten, but he was getting chances, and you could see him putting that effort in to get that goal. Now he's not scoring, and that effort also does not seem like it's there. So something's up with this team, and it's not good.
Why don't you put what's his name on the first line center? Nemestikov. Drop Scheifele down to the second. Put Wheeler on the third line. Put Al Lowry on the fourth.
Maybe you need to go back to.
You guys put Appleton on the first line how many weeks ago, and now you're afraid to put Wheeler down to the third and put Appleton on the second? What is going on here, man?
Well, Appleton is terrible too, though. So.
Well, so is Wheeler, and he's getting old and useless, and his feet aren't moving. Sorry to say useless. I'm sorry to make it personal, but look, that's what I see as a fan.
It might be time to maybe try and reunite Connor, Dubois, and Ehlers and see what they can do together. They had flashes and pretty good season last year together. Maybe it's time to put that one together and see what happens. And then throw Scheifele with Wheeler again and see where that goes.
Then you guys should be on lines 1 and 2 and then build around them already, because it's ridiculous. Blow that core up while you have a chance at the playoffs this year. Speaking of chance at the playoffs this year, Jets upcoming week. If they were ever going to tie the playoff spot, this is the week to do it. Coyotes, Ducks, Kings, Sharks, Red Wings, and then Devils. Like, you got to take 4 of those. Take 4 of those wins, and you have a playoff spot.
Have you seen the record of these teams lately, though? I mean, besides San Jose, but Arizona is 6-2-2 in their last 10. Like, they've actually been playing pretty good hockey, and they beat St. Louis last week or 2 weeks ago 6-2. So. Yeah. They're actually playing way better hockey than the Jets, and have won 4 in a row, 6 of their last 8.
But this is the week. It only gets harder after this week. This is the week.
If you were looking a month back and you looked at this week going, okay, no matter what's happening with the Jets, if they go into this week, they should be able to beat Arizona. They should be able to beat the Ducks. Who knows with the Kings, but they should be able to beat the Sharks as well. Now I'm not so sure. Like, these teams are riding high. The Kings are on a roll lately. They haven't lost since February 26th, and now they got Korpisalo, who has shut down the Jets already twice this year and has only allowed 2 goals in 76 shots.
Let's go.
So yes, I do agree. Arizona, they need to beat. Ducks, they need to beat. They need to try and get at least a point against the Kings, and they need to beat San Jose.
And beating the Red Wings would be nice too.
Yes, and the Red Wings at that point hard. Too. So yeah.
I just hope
these are the games they need to win, because they're winnable games. Yes. They're against teams that aren't in the playoffs, but we just saw them blow one against a team in the playoffs yesterday and barely beat one on Saturday. So,
and they got to ride Hellebuck. Don't put Rittich in. I'm sorry. Do not put him in unless you're eliminated or you've got the spot.
That's the thing. The Carolina game, they probably win that with Hellebuck in.
Do you believe that?
So. We said it last week when we talked. Just ride Hellebuck until you've either clinched or you're eliminated, and then they switch right back to Rittich. It's like he's not there. He's not the type of guy that has played good lately when he's been in. And you blew an opportunity to even steal a point out of that game.
How can a know-nothing Wu-Tang Clan fan see that, and a guy who's been coaching for 50 decades can't? I don't understand what's going on, man. This is so frustrating.
Rick Bowness was never a great coach. He had some good years in Dallas playing that system, and maybe the Dallas guys were just harder in that system to play against, and also maybe goaltending probably carried them more than they thought, right? So
yeah, and they had players who actually cared.
Yeah. So
oh my goodness,
these Jets are in trouble, man. Trouble.
I know. Let's talk about.
Sorry, before I say it, both the Ducks and the Kings tonight play the Flames this week. So and that's before the Jets play these teams. So hopefully, maybe they can help the Jets out a little bit.
Yeah, it's quickly slipping out of the Jets' control.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.